What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. This time I'm reviewing the sequel to Knives Out called Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. I like the fact that they were so happy with the turnout of the first Knives Out that they was like, yo, let's keep this going. Because I like a good whodunit. And I feel like when you have a character like Benoit Blanc, who is, he's going to solve cases, I feel like they are best served as an episodic thing. And that's harder to do when it's a motion picture, especially when you got, a movie star of Daniel Craig's magnitude, and he got a pretty hefty payday for these sequels. I mean, they offered him big money for this. And a lot of times, these type of things are better served on an episodic scale. That way they can have a different case every episode. My mom was a big fan of murder mysteries. Like, I grew up in that environment. She was watching Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot, and all these, even Murder, She Wrote. There's always a case to solve. Columbo. Columbo is one of my favorites to watch because I like Columbo because you knew who the murderer was. You knew who it was. But the fun part was watching Columbo dog the hell out of the people that committed the crime. And he would always play like, oh, you know what? Can you remind me again what you said earlier? You said that you guys weren't even close and that last time you saw him was at the carnival. Carnival is the same thing as like an amusement park, right? He was always playing like dumb, but he was genius. I'm a big fan of that. And so with the Knives Out sequel, we got Blanc back for another case. Got another all-star cast. We got Kate Hudson, who I haven't seen in a long time. I haven't seen Kate Hudson in a while. I feel like she was hot for a minute, then she just kind of dipped off. And I was like, yo, where's Kate Hudson been? And seeing her back in this, something that's this high profile, I was like, yo, I miss Kate Hudson. I didn't realize it. I was just like, yo, she has a lot of charisma and she hasn't lost it. And I was just like, I miss this woman. Even though a lot of her movies was the romantic comedy fluff that I don't really like, I get her charisma though. I get the appeal. I'm like, yo, I like her face. And I was just like, man, Kate Hudson is back. And there's a shot of her walking in the bathing suit. She got some cheeks. I'm like, Kate Hudson out here cheeked out. Kate Hudson is in this thing. Dave Bautista, Kathryn Hahn, and we have Leslie Odom Jr., my bad. Leslie Odom Jr. and Janelle Monáe. And Edward Norton. How could I forget Edward Norton? He's also in it. And it's a great ensemble piece. And that's part of the appeal of Knives Out, is just like they get a good ensemble cast, a good cast of characters, good personalities, and it's just like, so you're just watching them play these mind games, and you're like, who's doing what and who's behind what? We set that up beautifully. The story involves these group of friends, if you will. They all get this box right in the middle. Leslie Odom Jr., Dave Bautista, Kate Hudson, and Kathryn Hahn. They're all in their respective careers doing what they do. Kathryn Hahn is like a governor, and Leslie Odom Jr. is this huge scientist, and like Kate Hudson's character is this huge media, maven, if you will. And Dave Bautista's like blowing up in the social media streaming space. So they all get this extravagant box from a guy that they all know. And so they do all the things. They got to figure out the puzzle of the box. And it turns out he's inviting them to come to his private island and, solve a murder mystery at a private island. Sounds like a good time. Sign me up for something like this. Sign me up. I'm all in. Like, yo, private island, game night on a high scale? This is game night. This is a murder mystery game night. We playing werewolf on a private island. Sign me the hell up. I need friends like this. So they all meet up and go, and Janelle Monáe's character, she shows up. She destroyed her box. She was pissed. She got that box in the mail. She's like, man, I'm destroying it. I'm not even trying to solve it. So she shows up with big attitude. She got a big bone to pick. And it turns out Edward Norton is the guy that divided them all. And Detective Blanc or Inspector Blanc, whatever his job title is, he gets an invite too. So they all show up. They get on the little yacht and go to the private island. The private island is extravagant. The way he set up this house is extravagant. He was like, I brought y'all all here for the murder mystery of me. And it's, it's a set up murder. So, and everybody has a good motive. That's what makes it, prime real estate. So now we got to figure out who's behind the murder. And things happen, things unravel. This is gonna be a spoil-free review. I'm not gonna do a spoiler review because it's so early in the game, and I know it doesn't hit streaming platforms until later in December. So I caught it early in theaters. But things unravel, things happen to where it's just like, oh, shit just got real. Shit just got real. So now we're trying to figure out who's behind it and who had the strongest motive to take out Edward Norton's character. And without giving anything away, that's essentially what the story is about. Now, Knives Out, if you saw the first Knives Out, you know it's not your traditional whodunit. They do time jumps. They reveal stuff kind of early and then they go back. And it's the same vein here. It's like, you know, they do certain things, they solve it, and then they show you what happened previously to lead up to this. And then nice little time jumps. Normally, I'm not a fan of time jumps. Normally, I like my shit linear. Like, I like it to just, you know, it starts. You can give me a quick 1945. This happened, and then we go into the now and stay in the now. I don't like a lot of back and forth time jumps. But if you do like a time jump, take us back in time and keep us back in time for a good chunk, then come back into the now, I'm with that. As long as it's like one trip back. If it's multiple trips back and forth, I'm just like, bruh. I'm rewatching Boardwalk Empire right now, and the final season of that show, we keep going back and forth in time. I'm like, man, come on, man. We do this early off the top, and then just come back into the now. The cast of characters were entertaining. Everybody was doing their job. Like I said before, Kate Hudson, it was great to see her back. She was one of the highlights. Janelle Monáe did her thing. Edward Norton was good. It looked like everybody was having a good time filming this. And I feel like that's important. Dave was Dave. And it just felt like, and it was a random dude on the island. It was just on the island. It was just like, I feel like they had a good time filming this. And a lot of times that translates into how you enjoy a movie. It's like, man, this looks like fun. And that was the vibe I got from watching the movie. And, you know, you're invested in like, all right, what's going on? Who's behind it all? What's happening here, there? And Daniel Craig is the lead. He's charming in this role. And it's such a departure from him as James Bond. It's just good to see him in this type of role where he's kind of in that Columbo vein of just like, I don't know what's going on, but he's sharp as hell. Like he disarms you by making it seem like he doesn't know what's going on, but he knows exactly what's going on, even more than you do. So I always find those type of detectives or investigators a little bit more charming than the guy that's better than you. Even though he is better than you, if he comes across as I'm better than you, then you be like, man, this smug guy. You know, Sherlock Holmes got that kind of cocky, you know, well, I'm smarter than everybody in this room. You know what I'm saying? And that could be charming too, but I prefer the humble approach. And I feel like Daniel Craig nailed it. And I'm looking forward to more, you know, glass onion cases to solve. And I still wish the late Chadwick Boseman was in a movie called Thurgood. And it was about Thurgood Marshall, and it pretty much focused on one particular case. I would have loved to have seen that as a series, like Thurgood Marshall just showing us various cases throughout his career. I feel like that would have been a dope season of a show. I don't know if they would consider doing that again, but I think that would be a dope series to just show, based on historical, you know, reality, show Thurgood Marshall tackle some of these cases and be like, on to the next. Because like if you're a lawyer, an attorney, a judge, you on to the next case. After this case is a big trial, we on to the next. I feel like that would be good episodic, you know, entertainment. Anyway, that ain't got nothing to do with the Glass Onion, but forget all that. You want to know my review of the Glass Onion? Well, here it is. Oh yeah, I'm giving the Glass Onion 4 saxophones out of 5. It was a good time, man. Good faces. Janelle Monáe's face is just perfection, man. That's a good face. And you could tell the camera was loving her face. The camera was like right here. Oh, Janelle Monáe's face. The camera was all up in. Whoever was the DP on Glass Onion was like, Janelle Monáe's face, man. Zoom in. Zoom in, man. She was closed skin. Man, 4 saxophones out of 5. Man, go to the theater and check it out. It's a good time. It made like $13 million at the box office over the Thanksgiving Day weekend, which is, I think, a Netflix record for something made specifically for Netflix theatrically released. So I feel like they're leaving money on the table by not just having it run theatrically. And when you're paying Daniel Craig all that goddamn money, man, you need some of that money back. I don't know what Netflix is doing, but get that box office money. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? All right, y'all, that's my review of Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comment section below. Also, who are your favorite characters in the movie? And did you figure it out beforehand? Was you ready for that twist? Did you know about that twist? I didn't. And I try not to be ahead of the movie. I try to just enjoy it. I like to watch murder mysteries. It's kind of like a magic trick. Like, I don't want to be ahead of the writers and the actors. I just want to sit there and be like, take it as it comes. But how do you watch it? Do you want to be one step ahead of the filmmakers and the writers, or do you just enjoy it as it is, like a magic trick? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.